Welcome to another movie review. Today we've got for you a review for Captain America: Civil War. So, Captain America: Civil War, the latest movie of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Daniel, it's spoiler talk. This is a spoiler review.
Yes.
You have been warned at home. Spoiler review. What did you like? What didn't you like? Tell me everything. Let's have a full-on spoiler discussion.
Okay, my biggest deal with this movie, what I didn't like was in the beginning, I felt that the speed or the movement of the story was going way too slow. Mm-hmm. I felt maybe the first 30 minutes, nothing was really happening.
Yeah.
And I just felt like it was just going around in circle, the same topic just going around and round and round until when Spider-Man came out. And I felt then that's when the story finally started getting more interesting. Yeah,
just for full disclosures, if you haven't seen our spoiler-free review, we loved it.
Yeah.
We both thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I agree. I felt like maybe the first hour of the movie, it was a little slow. It started off with the action-packed scene. This action scene, man, I felt like, first of all, the camera was way too shaky. It was just shaking all the time and cutting from one scene to the next while shaking. And I actually thought to myself at once, like, oh my god, I'm getting a headache just watching this.
I can see it was a little shaky, especially because they were doing a lot of, like, acrobatic tricks. It was a little shaky at the beginning, for sure.
Yeah, and another problem that I had with it, the CGI at times was very distracting. It was super obvious. For example, the Tony Stark memory sequence, when he's talking to his parents, don't put two human actors and then a super 3D, super distracting Tony Stark.
It did bug me a little bit that he looked so unreal.
And every time he was in the Iron Man suit with the mask off, it was so weird. You could see like his head kind of just shifting, like with the green screen.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
It was very distracting every time he had the Iron Man mask off.
That's very true.
I think the visuals were pretty awesome, but some of the CGI, it just was so distracting, and it kind of took me out of the moment for a second.
Yeah,
but not enough to hate the movie.
No,
I thought it was still a great movie.
The CGI at times was a little distracting, especially during the fight scenes. Mm-hmm. Specifically, the main one between
the airport scene.
Yeah, the airport scene.
Okay.
There were times where Black Panther would do like a high jump kick, and it kind of obviously looked like CGI.
Yeah.
But the CGI did disturb me, or a little bit at times where I noticed it was a little too much.
Yeah. Well, as for the characters, we got the two new characters, Black Panther and Spider-Man. And, what was it? Tom Holland plays Spider-Man, and the Black Panther was
Chadwick Boseman, or Bosman, however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah, let's talk about Spider-Man first. Awesome.
Yes.
I thought he was hands down a fantastic Spider-Man.
Hey everyone.
I loved how sarcastic he was in this movie.
Yeah, he was all about the quips and the sarcasm.
Even during the fighting scenes. It was almost the comedic relief during a serious moment.
Yeah, and I loved that. I did
too.
His portrayal of Spider-Man. And he got a good amount of screen time. It was like a half hour. I thought it was going to come out like in the last 5 minutes of the movie or something. He had quite a bit of screen time. I really liked it.
I loved the scene between him and Iron Man, where he tried to play it off like he has no idea what Tony Stark is talking about. And even Tony Stark realized where his suit was hiding. He knew he was Spider-Man the entire time. That entire scene was just awesome to me. It was so good. The actor, Tom, did a really good job of playing the awkward teenager.
Yeah.
And so I A+ for him in my
Damn,
book.
Aunt May. What about Black Panther? What did you think of him?
I mentioned it in our non-spoiler, in our first impression, that I loved that we didn't get an origin story. Yeah. That he was pretty much just thrown in there, but you still get introduced to him, you get to know who he is, what he stands for right in the beginning, without having to go through the whole, oh, this is what happens to him in his childhood, blah, blah, blah kind of story.
Yeah, and I like it kind of, you get to know him a little bit through his interactions with his dad.
Yeah,
and
before his dad dies.
And then when his dad dies, you understand why he does what he does. You understand why he goes after Winter Soldier and why he puts on the Black Panther suit. Yeah. And he's awesome, dude.
He fights. I loved the retractable claws.
Yeah.
I loved how he was literally jumping from car to car in the scene of when they were chasing Winter Soldier.
I can't even see my notes. I forgot my glasses. Yeah. As for the other characters, the giant roster of characters that the movie had, Ant-Man, I loved when he turned huge.
Yes, that was something I wanted
Ant-Man.
them to do in the Ant-Man movie, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So it was refreshing to actually see him like turn into giant.
Moving on to another character, Scarlet Witch. She was really overpowered.
Well, the Scarlet Witch is overpowered.
They kind of toned it down for Age of Ultron, her powers, but in this one, she was like exploding buildings, and she was like
causing international accidents.
Well,
the airport scene really displayed how awesome she really is, because every so often, whenever someone was fighting, she would take one of them and then throw them and save basically her teammate.
Yeah.
And then there was that scene where she basically shoves the Vision into the center of the earth.
That was pretty awesome.
That was really awesome.
Speaking of the Vision, it was very weird for me seeing him with human clothes.
It was very awkward for me.
Like, why are you wearing like a turtleneck? Falcon was pretty cool. He
Falcon,
was loyal to...
They made Falcon so much more better in this one
than
when he first came out. Little plane that he pilots.
Oh yeah, the little drone.
That was really cool. That was really cool. Iron Man, he was annoying me so much in the movie because of his little moment with that mom about her son, that he was in the city. That
I couldn't understand them though.
I could understand
where he's coming from.
I could, but I kind of felt like his guilt overpowered him so much that's why he turned against Cap. And then he annoyed me after we find out that the Winter Soldier is the one that killed his parents. He just went back crazy.
Oh yeah. If I found out you killed my parents, prepare to die, son.
It was annoying me so much.
I understood Iron Man's plight. I understood where he was coming from, although the arguments were not enough to bring me over to his side. After a thorough examination, an in-depth overnight study, countless hours,
less than 24 hours since
I read the whole Accords. My own conclusion is I side with Captain America. He has a point. He's what if they send him to do something that's a little questionable?
Conflict of interest.
Yeah, and what if they don't let them do something in order to save people?
I think he mentions in the movie about how if there's trouble somewhere in the world, that they can't just go. They have to be sent there. And that's why I sided with him so much.
So I think we could both agree that the biggest highlight of this movie was the airport scene.
Yeah. That's the scene everyone should be.
And it was a long fight.
It was. It was
like
really
a 20-30 minute fight almost.
I thought that maybe something was going to stop them before they started fighting.
I thought that too.
That someone's going to change their mind or anything. But no, they just went straight at it.
Okay, what did you think of the horrible, terrible villain?
There was a villain? Because he barely came out in the movie. I have no idea who he is.
He was such like a nobody. He was like a little pipsqueak guy who's just like, I'm gonna get them to fight. And I guess I kind of get his motivation.
I think one of my biggest things was the entire time that Captain America was working with the Winter Soldier was because he told him about the 5 other Winter Soldiers that they think this guy's going after. And when you get to that point and you think, oh my god, how are they going to fight 5 Winter Soldiers? And it's just them 2. It was such a letdown to see them dead that he ended up shooting them.
Yeah.
What was the whole point of having that story of the 5 Winter Soldiers if he was just there to...
Honestly, I think he was just trying to lure them there.
Yeah, that was like the point. But there's other ways. I felt like it was such a letdown.
Yeah. Missed
opportunity for an awesome battle for them to like reunite as a team, and they didn't do that. The villain is just very forgettable. Like you would even forget that he's in the movie. You're just like, oh yeah, that battle with Captain America, and then Spider-Man, and then oh yeah, and he brought down Ant-Man like a AT-AT from Empire Strikes Back. That very, very old movie.
Yeah, super old movie. And you forget. He was a very forgettable villain. I think probably one of the worst Marvel Cinematic Universe villains.
I loved the final scene with Black Panther and Captain America, and he tells him, what if they find out that Bucky's there, that they're going to go after him. And Black Panther just looks at him and goes, I'd like to see them try. And it just zooms out to that giant Black Panther mountain.
Yeah, I assume
that was so awesome.
I assume they're in like his palace.
Yeah, in Wakanda.
Yeah, and he has just like a giant statue. Kind of, is it a statue? It kind of looked like a mountainside.
It kind of looked like a mountainside, a mountainside, and I'm assuming that that's kind of like that legend of the Black Panther that he talks about, that it's protected his people.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that that's like what the people built.
They freeze Bucky again because I guess he doesn't even trust himself that he could just be triggered like this with a few words.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Bucky and if they're gonna bring him back for future movies and what Captain's gonna do. What about the final credit scene?
The Spider-Man scene at the end. That was so awesome.
It was kind of a pointless scene.
It was
fun.
But it was fun for the fact that Spider-Man is just coming out more.
Yeah.
The symbol that he shoots at the ceiling at the end of that was so cool.
And you know who else shows up? Unnamed.
But that scene was really cool. And it says Spider-Man will return.
Yes.
So this will not be the last time we see Tom Holland as Spider-Man, hopefully.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. Super excited.
Final thoughts. Your final thoughts, official stamp of approval for Captain America. What are they?
Really enjoyed it. May not have been the best Marvel movie to come out so far, but definitely one of the best. It was good. It was enjoyable. It's something you can go see again, buy it on Blu-ray, like you mentioned before. I overall extremely enjoyed it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. There was some problems with it that I thought, like the bad CGI. And the first fight scene was a little shaky, but I thought Spider-Man was awesome. I thought Black Panther was awesome. The way they fought, the Bucky Barnes killing Tony Stark's parents, that was a pretty cool twist that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that
And
either.
All in all, I think it was a great movie.
Yeah.
If I had to rate it, I would give it 4.5 web shooters out of 5.
For me, I'd give it about 4 out of 5 Captain America shields.
Awesome. Alright guys, well that was our review of Captain America Civil War. Let us know in the comments if you agree with us, if you liked the movie, if you didn't like about it, what you didn't like about it. Let us know in the comments.
Don't forget to subscribe, comment down below, and like this video. Thanks for watching.
Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.